Hello again, 1/64 scale farmland lovers. Yes, very, very odd introduction. But anyways, this is my last of the trenchers I got from this website here, Empty Pocket Rebuilds. This is a failed print or a reject model for some odd reason. There's going to be probably something wrong with it. That's what was sent to me for free for review. Well, I still appreciate it. I think it looks awesome, so I'm going to review the thing. I actually designed this model myself in the CAD program, and then this website bought it. They're in America, they're Iowa based, and they are 3D printed using resin, and then they're pan painted, and then they are decaled as well. So essentially, they're finished models of farm equipment, and construction equipment. So check out this website again, EPR, and there's a bunch of different categories, as you can see, of different things going on, and they all have pricing and all that stuff. You can even pay extra and have your company logo put on there, so quite interesting. Okay, so that's enough for that. Who's to stand, because frankly it's just in the way. Here's a 1/64 scale Auto World. I'm usually reviewing cars myself, but you can see it's a big piece of heavy machinery. Okay. So this is called a wheel trencher, I would hope, for obvious reasons. It's digging a trench using a rotating wheel, and it has these buckets with teeth on them, and it's basically clawing the ground as it drives forward. This is actually the front end, because it's pulling this thing through the ground like this, and this thing scoops up the dirt, and it sends off the dirt off this belt off to the side. So that's how these things work. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on with this thing. So this model was designed in 1/64 scale. Usually I design stuff in 1/400, and they're on Shapeways, but Shapeways is way too expensive of a place to sell things on 1/64, so almost nothing I sell on that website is that big of a scale. So that's why Empty Pocket Rebuilds does this. They're saving you money. Okay, so the tracks are matte black, and the frame, though, is a gloss black, so interesting. I think I'm seeing now why this is a reject print. You can see the frame was printed at this angle here, and it created some ridges as the suction of the resin printer was printing the layers. So I think all these lines and ridges you see are the reason why it was deemed unsellable. I still think it looks pretty cool, though. Alright, so the drive wheel here. Boy, hold on. I'm in a temporary location, so this photo booth. It's not even a photo booth. It's just a jerry-rigged review booth here. Got a bunch of dimples there. The drive wheel has teeth and stuff. A whole bunch of bogey wheels down here, up there as well. Okay, and then you have some ribs here for the track links. You can see here this is pegged in, this yellow piece, through that bottom area there. Okay. And then this one has decals applied, so I think that's pretty neat. I would have to assume this giant box is the fuel tank. It looks like a fuel cap, a line running out, maybe a vent hole. And maybe this is another tank for the oil? I'm not sure. No, it actually has ribs, though, venting. I don't know what that is. I don't know about farm equipment. This is the engine cover. I do know that, because this is the air intake system. There's a sucking air through here. There's a giant canister filter, feeds it into the engine, and then eventually this is coming the exhaust pipe here, and there's a little dimple there for the exhaust. Okay, so this is the front grille. Yeah. This is the headlights, but they weren't painted. I figured they must have just stopped painting at some point in time, knowing they couldn't sell this. Okay, but they did put a decal over here. Yeah, a little venting for the engine there. Whole bunch of rivet, bolt head marks, panel gaps there. There's a little axis hatch on this platform here. The bumper, tow hooks or something, or there's a tow hook or tow ring. So you see the cabin is off to the side. It is a hollow cabin, and there's a seat in there. So you do have some details here in the interior. There's an air conditioning unit with some vents all over. I think that might be a fan. Even the roof, I think, might have some details. Yeah, there's some. I think that's like a radio up in there. Unfortunately, I can't get light in there. Hold on. Boy, this thing's really hard to hold. Let me get that flashlight, though. Yeah, alright. I can't focus on it because I'm using both hands, but radio switches, lights, and all that stuff up there. Okay, so I think these are supposed to be lights, but again, they weren't painted. Door handle. These 1/64 scale models from EPR, they don't have windows. It's just, there's not much of a ledge to glue plastic onto it. There's a computer screen there, that black rectangle. So the rear window here, okay, in the back of the seat. On the real vehicle, this seat can rotate around, you know, so right now it's looking forward, but it can rotate around to see what the plow is doing in the back. You can obviously see this thing's pivoting, and these are hydraulic actuators. On the real thing, they would be connected to this black thing, and you know, that's what would pivot this up and down, but obviously you can't have that on something this small. I don't know what that tank is there. Alright, so yeah, you have this like elevator mechanism, this like ladder frame, and then this yellow stuff can actually move up and down on that frame, I believe, on the real vehicle. So there's like chains and pistons that drive this thing up and down. You can see the frame structure there, and it's got these cables or something like a suspension bridge holding the front end there. And then yeah, here's the wheel. There's some drive motors here. There must be some sort of, you know, drive system driving the inside of this wheel to rotate, and then it has all these bogies to keep it all concentric. So it's quite interesting. And then yeah, as it scoops up the dirt, it eventually drops it through gravity onto this belt here. This belt is actually, I'm going to guess, electrical tape, you know, because that's rubber tape, and the real, you know, conveyor belt would be rubber. So I think that's kind of cool. And then there's some sort of, I don't know what this is called, like a boot or something. I think this is where they feed the tubing that goes into the ditch. I might be mistaken. Yeah, maybe I am mistaken. Maybe this is just there to keep the dirt, you know, keeping it scooped up. Because what I think is, if this wheel is clawing away, maybe it can't get all the dirt. So then maybe it scoops up the leftover dirt up here, and then these new buckets are scooping it. I don't know. But anyways, it seems like that's around the depth of it that it was modeled to be at. So if you were to make a diorama, you'd want to have like a big foam base with a trench in it, and then you could just rest this in the trench. But obviously, you don't need to make a diorama because it will rest on a totally flat surface. So, interesting. Okay, well, yeah, it's pretty funky, you know. Even though I modeled this myself in a CAD program, it's just nice to see something three-dimensionally in your hands, because the computer screen just shows perfection, but it's not until you paint stuff and you actually put it together that you realize, you know, that if everything works or not. So we saw, yeah, the issues going on with this. Yeah, so it seems like there's too much suction on the print settings of this particular model, and that's why those recesses are there. So it was deemed unsellable. But I'm very grateful to have it myself, because I can't collect. I usually don't buy stuff this large. It's just too big for me to collect. But I might have to make like a diorama of a farm field and show off these tractors. So I already reviewed the other two I was sent for free. This is a Braun 585, and so this is a regular plow, like a blade plow, because it looks like a blade. And then the other one is a Hydra-Max 3320, and this is obviously called a V plow for a reason, right? So they're quite different from each other. In fact, let me just, again, I don't have my usual equipment because I'm in a foreign country right now. So yeah, I guess that's the best I can do right there. All right. If you're interested in purchasing these, again, just go to that Empty Pocket Rebuilds website, and they're selling finished models. So maybe you can ask for unfinished models. I don't know. It's not my business. So thanks for watching today, and I guess that's the end of it for me reviewing this sort of stuff. But you never know in the future if I might get some other reject prints that are worth reviewing. All right, take care. Bye.